Hey, yo, what's going on? But once again, bros, women, bronies, and beggars, this is the one, the only, of course, Mr. Nintendo 73 2011 8K Crystal Guide 2009. Of course, you guys know wrestling interest in this channel. Before I begin, definitely check out freenetwork.com. Of course, issues.net. If any people want to refresh your channel banner design and or pictures specifically made for you. And the best partnership I ever had, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, definitely check that out. Really awesome partnership. Just Google them if you want. Yeah. I'll put the link to their homepage as well. Completely forgot to say that part. And yeah, without further ado, give me 1 second. I had to take one of these hauls. Give me a quick second. I got two of them actually. Let's begin. And hopefully you guys like this little slideshow I put together because it took me a good 2 hours to put it all together. So here we go. My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, Season 5, Episode 8, The Treasure of the Lost Griffonstone. And before I get into this episode, I think this is pretty much completely obvious, but I will say this. I kind of didn't really see the big surprise, but at the same time I kind of did. When I legit you not, almost crapped myself when I saw who was going to be reintroduced into this episode again, from Season 1. A certain special Griffin was making its way into return again, so I was really hyped up to see this thing. If you're wondering, I'm wearing my hat backwards. I really don't feel like using it at the front because, I wanted to try a new style, I haven't done this in about 8-10 years. Last time I used a hat backwards, I don't know. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that was crazy as hell about this episode, besides, obviously Gilda making a reappearance, which I'll get to in a couple minutes from now, but until then, just bear with me. I actually found out that chick, Amy Keith and Rogers, the one that made a couple other episodes from the first, second, third, and fourth season, certain particular episodes. AKA, this is the same chick, unfortunately. And I doubt if you're watching this. I don't even know if you're subscribed to me, but if you're not, hey, that's totally chill. Shout out to Brony Monster 44. I'm talking to you, good sir. You're a really cool guy. I know you wanted to know more when I re-commented or replied to a post on you when I was leaving a comment on one of your videos. I forgot which one it was. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. I don't know. How Amy Keith and Rogers, unfortunately, last year, she ended up getting a lot of death threats over on Twitter saying, "Oh, if you make the episode bad, if you don't put continuity or analysis a style on it, or if you don't create the character world building like we want it, we're gonna kill your son." I'm like, wow, that's sad, dude. You're basically bashing on a woman that she does one of the most, if a lot of people would love to have that dream job that she has. There's not a lot of people in this world that get the chance to, make children's lives a little bit better instead of making it worse when they got to go out there and face reality every day, To do that to a woman, that, let alone that her son actually has autism and he's mentally challenged, that's really messed up for somebody to give death threats to a person that has somebody has autism like that. That's really, really, that's bottom of the barrel fungus crap to me. They get no respect from it. They don't. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. And I might have to do a second part in this, so hopefully if I stop the video abruptly, you'll know why. But yeah, if I do, I'll put a link to the annotation on the sidebar and the description box below. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, as I'm here to say, The Lost Treasure of Griffonstone. I'm going to read half of the summary on the MLP Wiki. I don't know if you guys can see it. It might be too bright for you. Wait, hold on. Let me do something. Yeah, there you go. There it goes right there. So I'll put the link in the description below there if you guys want to read that. So here we go. Lost Treasure of the Griffonstone. So the production. Season 8, Unnamed Male Griffin 3 was previewed in one of the animations shown at PonyCon New York City, February 16th of 2015. The illustration of Beyond Griffins of Greatness and Books of Grandpa Gruff's Flashback were drawn by Rebecca Dart. So shout out to Rebecca Dart for making an amazing artwork for Grandpa Gruff. Due to scheduling conflicts, this episode was originally M.A. Larson's, while the show was a 100 episode was by Amy Keith and Rogers. Summary. I'm going to read half of the summary, the rest you can read on your own. A new friendship mission. The episode begins at Sugar Cube Corner where Pinkie Pie is baking one of Granny Pie's old cakes recipe with Gummy. Her cutie mark suddenly starts glowing, indicating that she is being called by the cutie map. Before heading out, Pinky and trust gummy with bacon, which you haven't watched the episode, you kind of know how that turned out. At Twilight Sparkle's castle, Twilight is excited that the map is calling Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash to the Griffin Kingdom of Griffonstone. Though Twilight has become a bit of a Griffin history buff, Rainbow Dash is less than enthusiastic because of the way Gilda treated her friends due to her visit to Ponyville. According to Twilight, the Griffin Kingdom has a rich history centered around an ancient treasure called the Idol of Boris. She expresses disappointment that the map was not summoning her to Griffonstone, but she is confident that Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash can solve what problem the kingdom has to deal with on their own. Kingdom of the Griffins. After the train ride on the Friendship Express, oh, that thing had a name the whole time? Friendship Express? Oh, that's new to me. Rainbow and Pinkie Pie climbed to the mountain of Griffonstone, following that written guidebook that Twilight gave them. Upon arriving, that they find a majestic kingdom known to be small, shabby looking, with a town of impolite citizens. They encounter Gilda, who still bears a grudge towards them, and their grandfather, Grandpa Gruff, which is the new character that's introduced into this episode, along with the hiker lady, the hiker griffin that helps Rainbow Dash later on. Grandpa Gruff explains for a few bits that the Griffonstone was once a city of proud and united griffins, thanks to the Idol of Boreas. But sometime during the reign of the most recent king, a monster named Ari Maspid, I think that's how I'm saying it right, Ari Maspid, attacked and stole the idol. The idol was eventually lost where the abysmal abyss, the Armor Yasi fell into the abysmal abyss, and Griffonstone fell into the state of misery. Rainbow Dash believes that she and Pinkie Pie were sent into Griffonstone to find the Idol of Boreas and restore the kingdom's pride and glory. Despite Gilda's indifference about the idol, Pinkie Pie goes to the Griffonstone Library, where Rainbow Dash plans to go on an expedition to the Abysmal Abyss. And the rest of you guys can read out your own. It's called Diverging Ideas, Remembering Friendship, and the epilogue and quotes, all the good stuff. I can read you the pictures at least. Let's see. Twilight looks at the Griffonstones. We meet again. Pinkie Pie helps Gilda bake. Rainbow Dash goes to the Abysmal Abyss dying. Junior speedsters are our lives. Sacrificing brings together enemies together as friends. Gilda, the friendship ambassador of Griffonstone. And that's it. So let me start the whole spoiler thing. So before I do get into this, I am going to ruin a lot of this stuff for you if you haven't seen it already. So if you didn't see this episode yet, which has been over a week, you should have seen it by now. But if not, if you don't got like DirecTV or CenturyLink, if you don't have it under TV Basic digital cable, or maybe if you don't have internet, you still haven't seen it, I'm telling you right now, you should turn back and leave and click to another video that doesn't have spoilers, because I am going to be spoiling a lot of the episode for you if you haven't seen it already. If you have seen it already, by all means stay. Or if you just don't give a crap about spoilers and you love them as much as I do, here's the skinny on this whole freaking episode just for you. I might not get into every little thing either. So pretty much, like I said in the summary, it starts off with Pinkie Pie. She's making this little like special Pinkie Pie recipe that Granny Pie and her mother has passed down from generation to generation, like over time. And they had a lot of chocolate ganache, peanut butter, cookie cream, cookie dough, all that other good stuff. And then out of nowhere, Gummy's just looking, and he's literally just spaced out. He's completely gone without no sense of conscience whatsoever. And then what happens after that is that after she's done putting all the little recipes halfway together during her little cooking, during her little baking session, she ends up getting this little like beeper text message type of sounding little like notification on her cutie mark on her flank, where it's going like that, and it's pretty much telling her, oh no, like something you got to do involves the cutie mark. And then she whispers to Gummy like he's gonna understand, really. Freaking Pinkie Pie. She can be a dumbass sometimes, but at the same time, I still love the crap out of that chick. You know me already when it comes to Pinkie Pie. Or Derpy. Yeah, after that, what happens is that she ends up saying, oh, hey, you know what that means? And then I'm getting a mission somewhere, but it's from the cutie map. And she whispers that in Gummy's ear like he's supposed to know what that is. And then she gives him all the directions and like follow the instructions of like how to make this ancient like granny pie, special Pinkie Pie family tradition recipe, baking thing, whatever, to Gummy, and he just slips down and falls on his butt and just stays like that the whole time throughout the spoiler alerts the whole way to the end of the episode. What happens from there is a little bit crazy because and as you can see in one of the pictures I passed by, you saw that like Twilight was looking to this Griffonstone crystal like snowball thing where, you know, you just shake it around and it's like a crystal ball, but it shows like some big giant city like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, here, Vegas, maybe, I don't know. Some national destination tourist landmark or whatever, right? What happens after that, she ends up explaining and breaks down everything like that they need to know about Griffonstone since her Pinkie Pie's and Rainbow Dash's cutie mark started blinking out of nowhere, giving them that text message alert that they gotta be there for the cutie map meeting. And then Twilight gives them a rundown on what all their history is all about, which I'm not gonna get into because I kind of forgot a lot of it. But it has to do something with this thing, this Griffin, special Griffin named King Grover, how he used to rule the lands of Griffonstone, and how they were a pride, glorified race of Equestria, even a lot more bigger than the ponies themselves or dragons and every other creature, monster, ethnicity of other like different nationalities of birds, not birds, of monsters and animals. After that, what happens is that an even more crazier thing starts going on. The second that like Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash, they start like arguing, bickering with each other because she ends up running into the past. She ends up bringing up Gilda into the discussion. She really doesn't want nothing to do with Gilda anymore. And then that she ends up stating that, what does she say? She ends up saying that, the last time Gilda came over here, she was one of the worst, jerkiest friends I ever had. She even treated my pony friends like trash. And it was so mean. She was such a bully. You know, she starts making all these assumptions and everything that she hates Gilda now. She doesn't want to be her friend anymore. Like it was way back in season 1. My God. Season 1. I wasn't even a brony. I didn't even know what the hell that was until about 2 years later, 2012. This was 2010 when it came out. Back in that time too, I was like in my second year of college. So I didn't really have too much time to watch as much, internet TV stuff like I normally would have at the time when I was still in high school. So I didn't know about it until about 2 years later, which was, of course, February 2012. Been a fan of the show ever since. But yeah, after that, Twilight gives them the indication that like she really wants to go with them. After Pinkie Pie says, maybe you should come with us. And then Rainbow Dash ends up telling Twilight, yeah, he could totally take my place. I don't really want to go there at all. That's the kicker right here. I love how she does this. Normally, I don't really give a crap what Twilight does because she's a pony. I don't really care too much for her, but at the same time, I kind of like her just a little bit, not too much. She ends up going into this long little mini rant. Like, I would love to go with you. Explore all the libraries, see all the rich culture and history of the Griffins, taste their beautiful, amazing Griffonstones, see the brand new land of all of Equestria that I've always wanted to visit. But I have to do other princessy things. I sure don't mind. You can hear the jealousy and like angerness that like she had in her voice when she said how she really felt about it. But then she calms herself down. She digresses a little bit, and she says, "Oh no, it's your destiny. I got princessy things to do." And I'm like, wow, man. Why is Twilight kind of being a little bit of a cunt right now, man? Really? I mean, she should just let Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash have their fun when they go to Griffonstone. Maybe they'll send her some little like souvenir or something while they're on their way over there, right? Right. So, other than that, what happens is that let me get my drink in again. Yeah, they go on the Friendship Express, like I said in the summary, which I had no idea that I even had a name. I just called it the My Little Pony train, and that was it, our Equestria train. I didn't know it was called Friendship Express. But you know, DHX, Hasbro, they got to make their living on toys somehow, right? But anyways, yeah, they end up going out to this on this train of the Friendship Express. Twilight and Pinkie Pie are wondering what they're gonna do when they get over there, and Pinkie Pie is just having a feast. She is literally, she's stuffing her throat with so much candy, so much chocolate, so many other different foods. Like it's a banquet buffet that she's having, and she spends so much cash and bits on that food that she almost makes Rainbow Dash broke. That's how much she spent. And then out of the blue, out of the ordinary, something weird happens. They're talking to each other, amongst each other, saying like, how are they gonna bring like peace back to the Griffonstone? And they said, oh, Rainbow Dash, that's easy. We'll just find it out of laborious. And then Pinkie Pie starts talking about how many demands Twilight's given both of them. And out of nowhere, this is where I know a crap ton of memes and jokes on the internet are definitely gonna take place. I already saw 50 of them within the past couple of days. There's probably more by now, even as I speak. Out of nowhere, I mean, Rainbow Dash gets so pissed off at Twilight, she ends up mocking her. And when I saw that, I was like, what? How does she get her mane out of nowhere like that? And then she started saying, oh, always go to the library, yada, yada, yada. She ends up having the same mane as her. She looks so freaking weird as Twilight, too, for real. And it's just like, be sure to follow all the rules and regulations of Cloverfield. Not Cloverfield, what? Of Griffonstone. And then she ends up saying a whole bunch of other things like, make sure you follow all the rules and regulations. Make sure you try all the delicacies that everything has to offer. Make sure I'm an egghead. That's what I am. And she just started literally, she's mocking her. She's using a lot of blasphemy towards Twilight. I mean, if Twilight would have been there to see that, she would have slapped the crap out of her. Even though she probably would never did that. She probably just would have been hurt and offended by that statement that she's making. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, though, there's probably a crap ton of jokes and memes that are already out there on the internet right, for that little scene. And after that, she just puts her mane back to normal. She goes back to sleep. And then Pinkie Pie ends up asking Rainbow Dash if she has any more bits for to cover even more of the food that she ate. And she just does a hoof palm, goes, ugh, hoof palm. Damn it. And what happens after that, they finally like hear Twilight in the background giving them directions of what to do, where to go, what ponies and griffins to see. How are they going to get to Griffonstone? They jump, they hop, a skip, and a jump. It's like a season 2 of Fluttershy. Yeah, but after that, what happens is that, sorry, I'm chewing this halls right now. Another real crazy thing that happens is that, like, they end up having these little hats, and they're jumping all over the place. They're going through canyons. Rainbow Dash is flying through a couple, like, air turbulence areas. And then the sky, the camera pans out, zooms in, zooms out all over the place. And then Twilight, like I said in the back, like I said, she's talking in the background what they need to do, what their official mission goal is to bring Griffonstone back into its loyal glory again. And there's this one thing that she says, like, she says, photo op. And I'm like, what the heck is photo op? Is that like a... And I said this when I was doing my reaction over in Daily Motion. You can check out the description box below if you haven't seen it already. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, is that like a self... Is that what ponies say when they say, let me take a selfie or something? Is that what it is? Selfie pic, you know, like that. Like a lot of the stupid ass... I'm not trying to sound racist, but I know a lot of them do a lot more than the other ones. But like a lot of stupid ass freaking blonde white girls say it all the time. Let me take a selfie. Oh my god. Like, Tara, check out. She's totally doing style. You know, that type of BS. I hate that crap. It's such BS. I just want to slap them across the face and get the hell out. So I don't need that type of, like, attitude around me. I'm not trying to promote, like, domestic violence, but that's just how I am. On a daily basis, almost. Just when I'm off of YouTube. But, as far as I ever met any subscribers in real life, I'll be as generous and a down-to-earth dude as possible. I want to be like that in front of you guys. But anyways, getting on to the point. Hold on. And hopefully I didn't lose too many subscribers after I said that. If you're white and if you're a blonde girl, no offense to you, I'm just saying some of you are extremely annoying when you do that crap. Just don't do it in front of me, please. Have some decency, common courtesy, please. Look it up, it's in a dictionary. I'm not trying to turn this into a rant, it just pisses me off sometimes, that's all. Certain individuals, I'm just saying, not all of you. Anyways, as I was saying before, yeah, she ends up saying, oh, some photo app, like selfie app or whatever, I don't know. And after that, after all the hard work, all the dedication that they got to get over there, blood, sweat, and tears, they finally get to Griffonstone. And they see it's actually not really a fancy, beautiful, $1 billion palace area like they thought Twilight made it up to be. You have to be in a big, giant, complete freaking wasteland of a dump. It's like no man's land out there. In this case, no Griffin's land, since, humans don't exist in this world. Or in this universe, excuse me. Anyways, other than that, what happens is that they're talking over each other again, Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash. They're wondering, like, how are they going to restore the honor, the legacy, love, and the friendship of Griffins into this area. And then out of nowhere, it says, oh, this place is a dump. We're lucky Twilight Sparkle didn't go here. And then Rainbow Dash is like, how are we going to get everything back to normal? And then, like, out of nowhere, when Pinkie Pie ends up saying, maybe we can make the Griffins all happy and singing songs again. And then, like, out of nowhere, freaking Gilda shows up. And I'm thinking to myself, when I saw it, when I did my reaction, I was like, holy crap, Gilda came back. Let's freaking go. Hashtag MLP Hasbro for the win. I said that literally on my Daily Motion account. If you don't believe me, I'll put the link to the reaction, like I said, in the description box below. Or it's already in the annotation. You probably missed it. So just go back and rewind this video and you'll see it right there. Alright? So, with that being said, after that, what happens is Gilda ends up saying, actually Rainbow Dash says to Gilda's like, Gilda. And then she says to Rainbow Dash, Dash. And then Pinkie Pie ends up saying her own name, Pinkie. And I know they got that from somewhere. I don't know where, but I don't know if they got it into one of the 90s cartoons when the Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy was big, or Kids Next Door, somewhere on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. They got it from somewhere. I don't know what cartoon they got that from. I don't know if it was a kid one, a teenage cartoon, adult cartoon, somewhere. I know that's a reference from something, but I completely forgot where it was. I still haven't got the timer, not authority, but like a lot of the time and like research to actually do it yet. So I'm gonna have to find that eventually. Till then, it's up in the air for maybe you guys know what that reference is referring to, but I completely forgot where it was. But it sounds so damn familiar. But anyways, what happens after that? They reunite with Gilda, and she starts giving them hell. She starts being a little bit of a bitch of a cunt like she normally is. But the thing is, this is what I love about her. This is what I loved about in the first one. I know she was a little bit of a bitch and a little bit of a whore and a little bit of an asshole a couple times to the main six, but at the same time, I love that about her. She's a very extremely rare character to find in a show like this that's a bully or that's pretty much a bitch most of the time to a lot of other individuals that didn't do anything wrong. Even though I completely 100% disagree with bullying. I hate that concept. I hate it, especially when I hear in elementary, middle school, and high schools across this country in the U.S. when I'm hearing news about bullies driving, their victims so bad. They're treating them, harassing them physically, mentally, verbally so bad, emotionally, that they end up driving to the point where they commit suicide, That I completely disagree with. And for the ones that do that, they're the ones that need to get arrested in jail, or they need to get their head blown off with a fucking shotgun. They really do. I'm serious right now. I fucking do. And they all need to be arrested or just get their head clean cut off. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to not turn this into a rant, but that's how I feel in the whole rant and topic on bullies. As me personally, myself being a former victim of that, back when I was in elementary and middle school, it was not fun. I mean, thank God I never killed myself, but those points where I wanted to do the same thing. There was times where I had thoughts, and I know I'm going on topic here, but only on topic for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and I'll go back to this analysis spoilers review. There were times where I really, really wanted to get myself my own shotgun and my own weapon and just freaking kill the dude's head off. I really wanted to do that. I really freaking did. There was points where I wanted to stab the dude to death, and I just wanted to kill him and see him choking his own freaking damn blood. There were times where I really did think those things. Thank God I never went through it, because if I did, I wouldn't be making videos right now. I mean, when it comes to work, you got 1 or 2 assholes messing around with you and stuff. I mean, when it comes to that, I really don't say too much because, I could take it with HR, human resources, but most of the time they're not going to do nothing, so I just put up with their crap. As long as they don't try to hit me or nothing, because if the day that happens, I'm probably going to lose my job, and I'm probably going to kick the dude in the face and knock him out unconsciously. I'm not going to kill him, I'll probably just put him in a coma or something, So I'm not going to prison. But let's get back on this topic. Sorry for the younger kids and children that are watching this review, and some of you parents are thinking, why is this guy like little girl cartoons? First off, Mr. Parent, Mrs. Parent, Mom or Dad, whoever you guys are watching, Don't learn to judge a book by its cover. And no one's out there telling you should like sports games, you should hate sport games, you should be into adult contemporary things, you should be into adult music and all that stuff. No. I'm not bashing you on that, so you shouldn't be really bashing what I like. Okay? Let's make that totally 100% clear. Let's clear the air with that. Second off, I don't care what your kids are watching. That's your responsibility as a parent to take charge and to control what your kids are watching. That's not mine. If I was a parent myself, I may or may not do the same thing. It depends. I'll probably let them watch whatever the hell they want, just as long as it's nothing really, really super evil, like freaking people getting killed all the time, or really evil stuff like child perverted crap, But anyways, I'm not trying to turn this into a rant. I'm really not. I just wanted this to be about the episode. Enough of the dark crap. I'm trying to keep it positive from this point on. Anyways. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, what happens after that is that, let's see, what was it? Yeah, they're all arguing, dealing what's going on. And then Rainbow Dash ends up explaining to Gilda that they're trying to find the idol of Boreas, or Boreas, however you say it. And out of nowhere, we actually find this brand new character, Grandpa Gruff. He looks like one of those drunk grandfathers or drunk uncles that, like, you really want to hang out with because they got so many stories to tell, so many life experiences that they've been through. It's like you want to sit down, lay back, relax, sit back, relax, and listen to all the funny, crazy-ass stories that they went through in their own experience, He's that cool-ass uncle or cool-ass grandpa, he's a boss. He went through a lot of stuff. You have a lot of respect and dignity towards him. Hopefully you do. I wouldn't be really surprised. A lot of these kids nowadays don't give a crap about their family nowadays, since the internet's pretty much their whole life, unfortunately. But I'm not saying all of you kids are. Some of you are, some of you don't. That's just how I see it, personally, my own viewpoint and perspectives. After that, what happens is that he sits back, he relaxes, he enjoys to tell a story. He has to pay Pinky by a couple of bits before he says it, because I don't know what it is with this thing. I said this in my reaction video too when I was doing it. But a lot of these freaking Griffins, they remind me a lot. And once again, I'm not trying to pull out the race card or anything, but I have to do it, unfortunately. But it's kind of like the Griffins are kind of like a race type here on planet Earth, obviously, in our world. The Griffins would pretty much be considered like a greedy Jewish person, or one that's a dirty, greedy Jew that only cares about money all the time, or just African American is always about getting money, getting paper, getting cheddar, getting all this WAP, getting greens, whatever ghetto terminology some black people say. Not all of them, but some of them. Not all. I'm just clear that air out real quick. I'm not trying to be racist, I'm just saying. You can say whatever you want about my Mexican Puerto Rican race. I honestly don't care. Fire as many race cards as you want. I really do not care. This is the internet. As long as you don't say it in my face in real life, because I'll probably punch you in the face if you ever say that. IRL. In real life, this is a game to me. I'll be totally honest. YouTube, it's a game. I don't really take none of this seriously. I only take it as a hobby. Sometimes as a little mini career, because I do get paid a little bit for my sponsorship, which is awesome. I never thought in a million years that would happen until last year, October, when it finally did. It's just really epic, to be totally honest with you people. Anyways, yeah, I'm just saying, not trying to be racist. I'm just trying to point out a false stereotype on certain individuals. But anyways, yeah, that's what they reminded me of. It was so funny as heck. And he had this little like fedora front throw hat or whatever from that dude that looks like the Apache the Pirate dude, the guy that's the dude from Gravity Falls. That's who he looked like a little bit, but in a Griffin OC form. He ends up telling the story what happened to King Grover, which was the original last king of Griffonstone before it fell to its knees. And unfortunately, this big giant goat that had this one like cyclops eye. Well, the first time I saw that thing, two things occurred to me. Either A, it was like some Greek demonic god that always wanted to kill people, like the thing from Hercules, the cyclops giants. Or B, and you could call me a conspiracy theory enough for saying this, but I truly believe that there is evil organizations out there that exist like this. And I said this on my older video a couple days ago when I was talking about that dude Vigilant Christian. How he say, "Oh, My Little Pony satanic." Well, regardless if it is or it isn't, I really don't care. I'm still gonna like it regardless, whether they like it or not. B, maybe because he was an Illuminati eye symbol, because he was an all-seeing eye and only had one eye. Illuminati confirmed. No. But on a serious note, that's kind of the two things that popped in my head when I saw that goat. Let alone, it was funny because, ironically enough, it was a goat that had one eye. And I'm thinking to myself, please, Hasbro, don't worship the devil and Illuminati, because if you do, I mean, I'll still like the show, I'll still keep watching it, but I'm just going to lose a little bit of respect for you if that was your intention to do that. So hopefully it wasn't their intention, hopefully it was coincidence, but if not, Hasbro and DHX, you kind of lost a little bit of disrespect from me. You did. I'm just saying. But anyways, I had to eat that Halls. My throat is killing like a mother effer. It really is. Getting back on track, ladies and gentlemen, bros, women, bronies, and pegasisters. What happens after this is that, like, yeah, the little, like, goat Illuminati, like, freaking Cyclops monster, Aracian, I think that's what his name was, Aracian. He falls to his death. He has the idol of Boreas on his hand. And then the Lost Treasure of Griffonstone, unfortunately never gets found again. And that's how the whole town becomes trash hundreds, maybe thousands of years later. Who knows? Could have been centuries since this event happened. Who the hell knows? And then after that, Pinkie Pie cries, and she ends up letting the Griffin know, it's like Grandpa Gruff know that that's one of the most saddest stories I've ever heard in my entire life. And then after that, it's like, oh, wasn't it a shame? Well, too bad, no refunds. And then he just flies off, and then Rainbow Dash is like, aren't you Griffins so tired of living in oppression and sadness? Like, no, does it look like we're sad? We don't care. We like it that way. And Gilda, you know, she has to be a little bit of a bitch again. She's like, what's it to you? You're just trying to be the heroic ponies that you're always trying to have your pony formation take over our government and stuff, you know. She ends up just going on a rant over Rainbow Dash because she was like, oh, it's you ponies in shining armor. Your pony complex sucks. You know, she's just being a little bit of a bitch, unfortunately. She's always rude and disrespectful, but she isn't that way the whole time. I mean, if you've been with me long enough on this video, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, other than that, what happens is that, you know, she ends up, like, talking about, like, Gilda ends up yelling at Pinkie Pie, because Pinkie Pie now had a question, like, I wonder where we find the idol of Boreas. And it's like, why is everyone such a grump all the time? It's like, why is everyone so mean over here? They're so they're so nasty. We don't like them, but we're going to help them out. And then, like, Gilda ends up saying, like, you're welcome to leave at any time. Boom. And then she slaps her across, like, not the face, but she throws her up and down like the freaking rooftop, and then she falls on her flank, and then we hear this little squeak goes, Dietrich, when she falls. I'm like, wow, good stuff, not bad. And after that, Pinkie Pie ends up, like, staying in the same area that she was before. She does a little bit more investigating, how she can make the town of Griffonstone a little bit better instead of being a miserable place like it is for all the time for the Griffins. And then Rainbow Dash ends up saying, I'm going to go to the Abysmal Abyss and find the Lost Treasure of Griffonstone. I'm going to save the day. And then Pinkie Pie says, I'm going to go check out the rest of the city, I guess. I don't know. And then she ends up going to Tora City. She ends up finding Gilda. And then Gilda ends up explaining, like, what are you doing here, Dweeb Doofus? Why do you keep following me? Because Pinkie Pie ends up saying, well, word in the street is that you guys got a secret hidden library. Where is it? He's like, word on what street? And then Pinkie Pie says, oh, not this street, just in other particular streets in general. Ha ha ha. And then what happens after that is like, yeah, you're weird. That's what Gilda ends up saying. She doesn't really like Pinkie Pie. She hates her more, I think, Rainbow Dash. And then after that, they go into a cutscene where they show Rainbow Dash. She's like, hello, fellow Griffin. I'm here to save your city of Isle Boreas so you guys I can restore friendship, legacy, legacy and peace back into the town and prosperity. And then, like, the other Griffin, he's just, this is how it is with all these Griffins, like, do you got any bits? I need money. I need bits. And he's like, do all you ponies ever talk about his bits? And apparently they do. She gives her the equipment for like 50, 70 bits, which is a lot. I don't know why. I guess that's how it is. I don't know. After that, what happens is that she gets all the gear, she gets the rope, she gets the chain, she gets a lot of this like hiking equipment, if you will, but for ponies. And she gets a little Daring Do like hat too, which is funny. So I guess it's a callback to the Daring Do episodes, or that episode where she broke her wing in season 2 a long time ago, with the Aoi's Odal thing and all that. If any people remember that episode from way back when, in 2011, 2012, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And then after that, they end up going onto the edges of Griffonstone, and they end up saying like, so how deep are these canyons? And then she makes it smart as kind of like, how deep are your pockets? And then she ends up explaining again, do any of you ponies ever think of anything besides bits? I was like, oh, then give me some bits and I'll let you answer your question. And like, that girl likes to be a smart ass, man, seriously. That's all they got in their mind is money. This is like greed and freaking, this greed and disrespect to other ponies that they have this mentality of pretty much just treating them however they feel like unless they get paid for something. They feel like they gotta get paid for every single little thing that they do. So greed is definitely a big problem with this Griffin race. It is. Unfortunately, it is. But yeah, after that, she ends up going down. Things unfortunately turn for the worse because she tries to fly there, but there's a really strong wind current. She can't really fly her way down, unfortunately. She's like, oh, okay, I see that's why I can't go back down without the rope. And then she ends up using the rope. And then out of nowhere, this sharp rock ends up cutting the rope, and how she falls, she sprains one of her hooves really bad, and she almost breaks it. It's like, oh, I can't move. Somebody help me. It's like, can you help me up, please? Do you have any more bits? And then she has to say, shaking her head, no, Rainbow Dash. And it's like, oh well. And just leaves her there. I'm like, what? And then she's like, oh, no, wait, help. She ends up screaming at the top, like, why? Help. And then at the end, what happens after that, they show Pinkie Pie back with, she's chatting it up a little bit with Gilda. And then she realizes she sees one of these statues of King Grover. And you can tell she's flirting the crap out of that thing, man. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, there's going to be so many clap fics that are going to be based on King Grover and Pinkie Pie. I can't even. I just can't even. I mean, I don't read any of those because that's a little nasty, but it is what it is. Everyone's in their own fetish. And I have no judgment against them. They want to be in their own thing, totally fine with me. As long as it's legal, it's not hurting anyone, I'm totally chill with that. Anyways, other than that, what happens is that another crazy event ends up happening where she finds out this other girl that she really likes, well, doesn't like as a girlfriend, just as a friend. This one girl named Greta. She ends up bumping this zebra, like the zebra, tiger, griffin, or whatever. They only show for like a split second, so you gotta keep your eye on it really well. And then like Gilda, she actually shows concern for the first time. I'm like, wow, she's finally not a bitch. She actually cares about other individuals. And she says in a little bit of worriness in her voice, like, oh no, Greta, are you okay? And then after that, what happens is she ends up slapping her like claws around her when she tries to help her up. She goes, psh, and then she just walks away, like, whatever, I don't care about you, cunt. And then after that, Pinkie Pie ends up realizing, ooh, so you do care about that. I know deep down you're a grump Gilda Griffin, but I know deep down you really do care about other Griffins and other individuals. Yay! And then Pinkie Pie says, no, she isn't my friend, not Greta. You know Greta's my friend. We don't have any friends here. That's the way we like it. Well, you knew I had one friend, but you already saw how that turned out, unfortunately. And then after that, she gets all sad. I was like, oh yeah. And then she derps out, she keeps her eyes all the way up to here, like, whoop. Oh my gosh, we gotta go help Rainbow Dash. And it's like, isn't she your friend? Isn't Rainbow Dash still your friend? It's like, not anymore. She used to be. Don't you remember all the good times you had when you were friends? It's like, yeah, I do remember. But before we get into that concept, she ends up saying like, oh, let's sing out in a voice of prosperity, and let's sing a voice of happiness and cheer. And I thought they were gonna make a new song, but unfortunately they didn't, because Gilda ends up covering her mouth at the last second. So, well played, developers, writers, producers, directors, all you guys in DHX and Hasbro. I see you guys. You trolled the crap out of the community. Well played, sirs and madams out there. And the writers and directors and official like world builders, you know. Other than that, yeah, she actually finds out that they don't have no party areas, they don't have no baking areas, they don't have no stores or any type of retailing or business or management or anything like that. The only thing that they have is Gilda when she makes her Griffonstone scones. What's that stones? Griffin scones. And she says it's her father's recipe, it's his favorite. It's a traditionally passed on tradition from Gilda. From Grandpa grew up to Gilda. And then she says, oh, you gotta get a couple bits. And then she shoves it straight in her mouth. And then what happens is she's chewing on it for a while, right? And after that she says, it's really crunchy. Ew, it's hard. And she's like, so do you like it? Is it good? How do you like it, huh? She ends up giving her this little bitchy attitude like she always does. And then she loses a couple teeth, like, I guess it's okay, but it hurts. And then she smiles a little bit. It's like, yay! And after that, Gilda, she ends up going back to that future dream, like the Blast from the Past flashback, origin concept, story time. Yeah, then they have shown, like, I did have friends once. Well, this sounds one. Of course I remember when we were friends. This is how it goes. And then they actually show, like, Gilda when she's a little, like, baby Gilda, like, Griffin lioness girl / eagle. And then she's getting bullied and teased by these 3 other guys. The ones that always make fun of Rainbow Dash, she always called it Rainbow Crash. It's the same dudes. It's like, oh, look at this Griffin. What's she doing in a place full of ponies? She doesn't belong here. Hold on. It's the first time I spit in this video. It's crazy, man. Thought I was doing good, too. Can't do everything, right? Right. So anyways, what happens after that is, let's see. They end up teasing her and they mock her, and then she's like, oh, maybe she doesn't want to push you guys to the side of the curb around. And then you see Philly Rainbow Dash again. This is probably like the 4th or 5th time they've done it. They've shown Philly Rainbow Dash throughout the whole freaking entire other season so far. With all the episodes and every season all together. So I think they showed Philly Rainbow Dash more than they did with Philly Twilight and then Philly Applejack. It's crazy, man. And the other 3 didn't really show too much either. And then I guess Philly Pinkie Pie, they showed her like 3 times already, I think. What happens after this is that, like, she says, come on, Gilda. What's your name? Oh, you're Gilda? Okay, my name's Rainbow Dash. I'm the cool kid around here. Let's go fly. Show these guys how it's done. And she's like, oh, I'm Gilda. I'm new here. And then she's like, she's so shy and timid. She's like, she's such a little chicken crap, man. She really is. Like, she's like the most sweetest little thing in the world that you want to hug and you want to squeeze for the rest of your life. You know, the feels were real when I saw that. I was like, wow, okay. She was a way different, like, individual back then. She wasn't like the bitch that she ended up growing up to be when she got older. So it kind of made me realize, thought a little bit, how I saw Gilda was a little bit more different compared to what she was when she was growing up. She had a lot more insecurities. She was kind of like a Griffin version of what Fluttershy was as a filly, in a way. But she didn't stay that way like Fluttershy did. And after that, they do a whole bunch of aerial stunts. They're going through clouds, they're going through hoops, they're doing all these tips and tricks, they're doing a whole bunch of crazy-ass stunts. And then they end up singing their little, like, junior song, or junior academy songs, like Junior, Lights Awake, something, and do a little shake, or something like that. Junior Speedsters, it's our lives. We're going to be here till we die, or something like that. Somewhere along those lines, whatever what they said. And then they go back to the future, and Gilda's crying her eyes out. She's really sad. She's trying real hard not to cry, but she gets all emotional because she realizes that she wished she would have stood Rainbow Dash's friend instead of ending that relationship. And she reviews her own life. It's like, oh, okay, fine, I'll rescue Rainbow Dash. And after that, we're starting to come to the end, people. So hopefully, if you're still here, thank you very much for watching the whole video. And let's keep continuing. And then, like, Rainbow Dash says, oh, man, I don't want to die here. Somebody help me, help. And then finally, Pinkie Pie gets over there. She's like, hey, Rainbow Dash, what are you doing down there? Don't you want to get up? And it's like, and then, don't worry, Gilda's on her way right now. And then she disappears. And then Rainbow Dash, the man of Pinkie Pie, is like, Pinkie Pie, you get back here right now. And then after that, Pinkie Pie reappears and says, yeah? And then Rainbow Dash ends up telling her to, like, see if there's any rope up there. She could throw it down to her since, you know, her hoof is injured, so she can't fly up there or climb up there herself because she doesn't have a rope anymore. He's like, oh, okay, let me check if there's any rope. He's like, okay, I found it. Hang on. And she throws the entire rope to freaking Rainbow Dash, and she doesn't even hold the other part for her to get up. And then once again, you see one of Rainbow Dash's, like, hoof bumps again, or hoof palms, if you want to call it that. And then after that, she's like, so don't worry, Gilda's still coming on her way. Just hold tight. Don't go anywhere. And then Rainbow Dash is like, where else am I supposed to go? And then half of the thing breaks. And then we see later on, Gilda ends up coming saying, hang on, loser, I'm on my way. And then Rainbow Dash replies saying, oh, what took you so long, doofus? As you know, they like to F around with each other like that. They call each other names, but back in the day when they were still friends, they used to mess around with each other like that, I guess, before they ended up not being friends no more. And after that, like, Gilda goes back down. She puts a little rope on her so that way she doesn't fall down. And then what happens after that, like, more of the rope starts falling down. And after that, a lot of the foundation that Rainbow Dash was like sitting on, it all crumbles completely. And since she can't fly, and her hoof is broken, and it's injured real bad, she's like, oh no, I'm falling! And then, like, Pinkie Pie sees this, and it's the stupidest thing that she did. It kind of made her a dumbass a little bit in this episode, sadly. I don't know why the writers wanted to make her like that, but it is what it is. Maybe Keith Rogers really doesn't like Pinkie Pie that much. I don't know. Anyways, after that, what happens is that Gilda, out of nowhere, she's still climbing down. She doesn't realize that Pinkie Pie just jumped off the roof, jumped off the cliff and untangled the rock that was supporting the rope, so that way she doesn't fall. She ends up almost falling to her death. She's like, hang on, Rainbow Dash, I'm coming. She puts, like, the little rope on her. She jumps off and Gilda's still walking, like, what the hell, Pinkie Pie? I'm thinking to myself, are you crazy? You're both going to fall to your deaths and get splattered all over the floor like pancakes. And this episode's not going to be funny. It's going to be sad. And then at the last minute, Gilda ends up, like, holding on to dear life. She falls almost down to her death. And then we see, finally, she ends up hanging onto this cliff right on time. And she sees that dead little, like, Cyclops that was an actual real monster. The Arazian or Rycian, whatever his name was. And it's a dead skeleton now. And we see 1,000 years later, she's like, oh, the idol Boreas, it does exist. And I'm like, Gilda's kind of got an ultimatum. I know a lot of people, a lot of you guys out there, maybe some, not all of you, but almost a lot of you guys, that she wants to do analysis reviews. I know you guys made giant comparisons about this with Indiana Jones, saying it was like like that. They made it like the golden statue cup of the Indiana Jones with his dad. And they compared it to this part. And then, like, she has an ultimatum to choose. Either Gilda saves Pinkie Pie or Rainbow Dash, or they'll die. Or she chooses the idol, golden idol, like, of Boreas, the little, like, treasure cup, the golden treasure cup or whatever. It's like this, but bigger. And then what happens after that, she ends up leaving that behind because she feels like her friends are more important than just some dumb old golden cup. And then, like, Rainbow Dash ends up saying, but Gilda, you could have gotten the idol of Boreas. And then she says, in response to that, Gilda ends up saying, oh, I'm sorry, guys, but a dumb old golden cup is not as important as saving my friends. And after that, they all come in for a group hug, and the thing falls down. He's like, no, aren't you going to be sad? And he's like, nah, I'm okay. And then the whole thing almost starts breaking in half, and half of the floor falls down, and they all hug each other, and then Pinkie Pie says, less hugging, more climbing. It was funny as hell. I loved it. That was like the best highlight that Pinkie said in this freaking episode. Seriously, I swear to God, legit not. That was really good. Other than that, what happens is that, what's it called? Yeah, they end up going up there, it falls halfway, and then they end up learning their lesson and moral of the stories of the day. And then, like, out of nowhere, Gilda ends up apologizing how much of a bitch that she was to Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie, that she should have been more respectful to them, instead of being a rude, disrespectful, mean, disgusting individual that she was before. She turns a whole new leaf, and yeah, she ends up making new friends. And I was like, I'm sorry I gave you guys such a hard time. You ever forgive me? And then they forgive her, and they hug each other more. It's like, come on, more hugs, more hugging, let the hugging commence. And then after that, they all hug each other even longer. And then I guess Gilda, not only does she reestablish her friendship with Pinkie Pie, I mean, not only does Gilda reestablish her friendship with Rainbow Dash, she ends up making a new friend officially with Pinkie Pie. And then after that, they showed Greta there. She was wondering how the scones were going to taste. Like, go ahead, Greta. Go ahead, Gilda. Give her the scones. And then they push Gilda to, like, give her the scones. She's real shy. Now she kind of has, like, a Fluttershy mentality now. And then she said, okay, so I gave Greta the Griffonstones. And at first she was a little freaked out and weirded by it. But then she ate it out of the palm of her hand. Did you see it taste it? Good. And so I like how they did it like that, too. They put the music right on, go, it's good. And then after that, like, I forgot to mention this part of the episode earlier, so another spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it already. Pinkie Pie makes, like, this little mini breaking the fourth wall commercial of her using baking pie every day. She brings it with her no matter where she goes. That was pretty damn clever. I like how the writers did that. Spot on for them to doing that, by the way. Shout out for them putting that little tidbit of advertisement in their episode. So yeah, after that, like Gilda's real scared. She's nervous, but she feels like she might not be the ambassador of friendship for Griffonstone, but it's gonna start off with her and Greta, and maybe they'll start having other like Griffins as friends, so they can be a lot more of a nicer community instead of Griffins being assholes and dipshits and bastards and bitches to each other. You know, they'll actually treat each other with respect instead of disrespect. It was kind of like the Detroit and Compton of like what Griffonstone was, because it was super ghetto. There was a lot of broken down warehouses, broken down cities, broken down factories all over the place. It was just a ghetto high crime rate. This is like I said, it's the Detroit and ghetto Compton of Equestria. That's what this place I would probably have to relate this spot with. It feels like a real world counterpart of itself. And after that, she says goodbye to them, and then she ends up leaving them. She's like, and then when we see Pinkie Pie flirting with that freaking statue again, and she ends up saying to Grover, Grover, you old charmer, you, goodbye. And then Pinkie Pie out of nowhere, actually no, Rainbow Dash, she says out of nowhere, like, Pinkie Pie, what pony are you talking to? And then like Pinkie Pie says, oh no pony, no one's good. Let's go see how Gummy ended up making Granny Pie's special favorite recipe. And then we see freaking Gummy, he's just there, he's still laying on the floor with the little like baking spool thing in his mouth. And he's still like this. He was that way the whole time. I'm like, damn, that Gummy is literally the sin of sloth, bro, for real. Serious? And that's it. That's the whole episode. So overall thoughts, views, and opinions, I thought it was really funny. You know, the character development was good with the two new characters that we got, which was Grandpa Gruff. And then that other chick, Greta, we didn't get too much of what Greta was about because we didn't hear her talk. But she seemed pretty cool. I liked her. She was awesome. I like that really cool zebra, lion, tiger, like Griffin that they had. That thing looked really freaking badass. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to have that as a pet if it was real. Of course, I'll probably rip my head off or slice me to death. I don't know. Hold on. Alright, so anyways, like I was saying, people, see, my voice kind of came back there for a little bit. Hopefully it comes back all the way eventually. Yeah, what was it? I really like the timing. I like the other new character too that Rainbow Dash was talking to, like the store clerk Griffin or whatever that had all the hiking gear. She was funny as heck. She was a lot worse than what Gilda was. But at the same time, I'm like, wow. So this is why Griffins are always really mean and nasty to other type of individuals. I guess that's the case. Unfortunately, it wasn't cracked up. The Griffonstone city wasn't cracked up like what it was all to be. I like how Twilight was explaining it, but I like a lot of the comedy in this thing. It was a little dark, but at the same time, it was real funny. We got a lot of history lessons. We got a brand new location, which was Griffonstone. So that's another place where a lot of like fanfic writers are probably gonna be writing about for years to come. Who knows? And we got a couple jokes and memes here, like the one Rainbow Dash turns into Twilight's main. We got that. What else have we got? We got that little one scene where Pinkie Pie is splitting her eyes open like that, putting them back in her head. It was freaky as heck, but funny. Let's see. We got a new equestrian type of delicacy, which is the Griffin scones. That's brand new. We got a new character that we didn't really get to hear too much about. His name was King Grover. That was brand new. And then what else did we get that was brand new? I guess we got something else brand new, like I guess a lot of Griffins, they like to keep a lot of their like supplies in the wagons, like the one Gilda kept like dragging all over the place so she could get out of there. But she has wings, so she could like fly off whenever the hell she wants. She's not bound to the earth like earth ponies are, you know, or unicorns. Yeah, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's see. Moral of the story is, even though people get greedy for money, you gotta learn to trust an individual. Even if they don't have money, you should still help them out. You should still be their friends. Or maybe if you had an old friend, and this kind of applied to me as well a little bit because there was a lot of friends in my actual real life off of YouTube. Even before YouTube, I used to have almost thousands of friends back when I was still in high school. When I went to college, I only ended up having like less than 5 after it because, you know, eventually when you're in high school, you're not going to have the same people to hang out with forever, so you got to make that last as long as you can, you know. And two of the best friends I had in the world. I'm not gonna get very personal and private with it, but I'm not gonna reveal too much of it. But what happened was, my so-called friend about 5-6 years ago, when I first started going my freshman sophomore year of high school, of college, he stabbed me in the back, and he ended up stealing a lot of like my credit card identification, and I had to change it completely. After that, I never talked to him again. Actually, no. After that, what happened was I got into a big physical altercation with them. I had to call the police. I had to stay like a week in jail. It was not a good sight. It was very bad. I thought literally like I was gonna die that day. I really seriously thought that way. And this was when I still had my first year of my criticism guy channel too. So I was still brand new to YouTube, making videos and all that stuff. Just learning how to do equipment and just learning how to do editing every now and then, once in a while. It was really bad. It was. And unfortunately, we never ended up being friends after that. We never ran into each other because, to be quite honest, the dude was an asshole. Let's just put it that way. And I doubt if he's watching, but if the person that is watching this video that used to be my friend, you know who you are. And I'll never want to see your face again, because if I do, let's just say it's not going to end pretty. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, as far as everyone else, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. Please like, comment, subscribe. I know I don't say it very often, but it would support me very much. It means something from the bottom of my heart. And for the sponsorship and stuff that I work in and stuff, it would mean the world to me. It really would. And I guess another moral of the story is that if you can't get your ex-friends back and to be your friends, who can at least treat other people with, kindness, dignity, show them a little bit of respect and, prosperity, or maybe like a little bit of like, not kindness, not just kindness, but what's it called? Be a good Samaritan to people every now and then. At least do that. That's another moral of the story you can take from this. Be that as it may, that's it. So links to the episode in the description box below, along with the Wikia. And along with, besides the Wiki, I'll probably put like another episode to a different website, like Anime Flavor, if it's not here on YouTube anymore. And that's it. And link to my reaction down below too. Peace out once again, bros, women, bronies, and pegasisters. I will see you when I see you guys. Good day, have a good night, wherever you're in the world. Don't drink smoke at the same time. Don't take the reckless. Keep it calm, keep it cool, keep it chill, keep it collective out there. And until then, that's guys. Peace out, ladies. Goodbye. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon. Brand new videos on the channel almost every single day. With that said, stay on the grind, stay healthy, all that good stuff. Be easy, be you, do you to yourself. See you guys around. I'm out like sauerkraut. And like out for more future content on this channel. And stay tuned for more updates. Goodbye.